What happens when something so large, so advanced, so full of life simply vanishes? We trust aviation, its systems, its people, its technology. But what if that connection is severed? What if a commercial airliner carrying hundreds departs and is never seen again? This isn't fiction. It's a chilling reality our modern world has faced. The sky, symbol of freedom, can also become an impenetrable veil, hiding secrets we may never uncover. Today, with satellites and constant surveillance, the idea that a massive aircraft could disappear seems impossible. Yet, it happened. For all our technological prowess, there are still gaps in our knowledge in places so remote they can swallow our greatest achievements whole. A vanished plane is not just a lost asset, it's hundreds of unfinished stories, families left in suspended grief, tormented by not knowing. The silence that follows is deafening, filled with unanswered calls and unread messages. Could it happen again? Are we still vulnerable to the same rare, catastrophic combination of human action and technological failure? The sky is not as transparent as we think, and its depths hold mysteries we're still struggling to comprehend. On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 took off from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, with 239 people on board. For 38 minutes, everything was normal. The pilot's final words, "Good night Malaysian 370, then silence. As the plane left Malaysian airspace, it vanished from civilian radar. No crash, no distress call, no sign of malfunction, the aircraft simply disappeared. Confusion turned to crisis. A plane had gone missing as if a ghost had taken the controls. Initial searches focused on the South China Sea, but military radar and satellite data revealed a disturbing truth. The plane had turned back, flying west, then south over the Indian Ocean. This was not a flight in distress, but one flown with purpose, far from established routes. The search shifted to a desolate ocean, thousands of miles from its destination. The flight continued for hours after its last communication, a silent phantom journey into oblivion. Why? Who was flying? Where did it end? These questions haunt investigators and families alike. MH370 is not just a missing plane. It's a terrifying reminder that a modern marvel can be deliberately steered off course and vanish, undetected, into the sea. The world watched, helpless, as the greatest aviation mystery of our time unfolded. The answers remain elusive. After 9/11s, airport security transformed, reinforced cockpit doors, rigorous screening and no-fly lists. The cockpit became a fortress, designed to keep threats out. But MH370 suggests a more insidious threat. What if the danger comes from within the cockpit? If a pilot decides to take over, they have the knowledge and access to disable tracking systems. An ultimate insider threat. Security protocols can't predict hidden turmoil within a trusted professional. The safety of every flight ultimately rests on the integrity and mental stability of those in command. While most pilots are dedicated, the potential for a single individual to exploit their authority remains a terrifying vulnerability. The fortress can be breached from within. Airliners are equipped with systems like the transponder and ACARS to communicate their position and status, but these can be manually switched off from the cockpit. In MH370, both systems were disabled as the plane left Malaysian airspace, rendering it invisible to civilian radar. With these systems silent, the plane became a ghost, just a blip on military radar, with no identity. Once out over the ocean, it entered a true blind spot, flying dark for hours. The only clue came from satellite pings, automated signals that didn't reveal location, but allowed experts to estimate possible flight paths. By tracing these arcs, investigators concluded the plane had flown south for hours, deep into the Indian Ocean. This faint electronic handshake, not even designed for tracking, was the only clue to the aircraft's final journey. In a world of constant connectivity, MH370 showed how easily a plane can go dark. The systems meant to keep us safe can be silenced in moments, and the sky, once again, becomes a place of mystery. We imagine our planet is blanketed by surveillance, but the world's oceans are vast blind spots. Radar can't see over the horizon. Once a plane is a few hundred miles offshore, it's out of reach. In these regions, pilots rely on radio check-ins, but if they go silent, the aircraft enters a communications void. The southern Indian Ocean, where MH370 likely ended, is one of the most remote places on Earth. The search area was immense, larger than many countries, with strong currents and deep, rugged seabeds. Debris would scatter quickly, making the search nearly impossible. Despite the most expensive and complex search in aviation history, the main wreckage was never found. Advanced technology, ships and aircraft scoured the ocean, but the tyranny of distance prevailed. The seabed's mountainous terrain made sonar searches painstakingly slow. Years of searching over tens of thousands of square miles yielded only fragments. The ocean, indifferent and immense, has kept its secret. MH370 remains lost in the silent void. At the heart of every crash investigation are the black boxes, the flight data and cockpit voice recorders. Built to survive almost anything, they emit an underwater ping for about 30 days if submerged. In MH370's case, the search area was so vast that this window was nearly impossible to meet. Brief signals were detected, sparking hope, but they were never confirmed and soon faded. With the batteries dead, the black boxes fell silent, their location lost in the abyss. The only option left was to scan the seabed with sonar, a slow, difficult process. The failure to find MH370's black boxes exposed a major vulnerability. Our most crucial evidence depends on a battery with a 1-month lifespan. Calls for longer-lasting beacons and real-time data streaming have followed. But for MH370's families, these changes come too late. The silence from the deep remains absolute. The mystery endures. In the absence of evidence, theories abound. The leading theory, a deliberate act by one of the pilots, depressurizing the cabin and flying the plane into the Indian Ocean. Other theories include hijacking by someone else on board, or even cyber hijacking, though no one has claimed responsibility. Some suggest catastrophic technical failure, but this doesn't explain the plane's precise, deliberate turns. Conspiracy theories, military shootdowns, secret landings, capture imaginations but lack credible evidence. The truth likely lies with the wreckage at the bottom of the ocean. MH370's disappearance is a profoundly human tragedy, not just a technical mystery. The world is left with questions, not answers. The ocean keeps its secrets. MH370's disappearance was a wake-up call for aviation. Regulators responded with global flight tracking standards. Airlines must now receive position reports every 15 minutes and every minute in emergencies. Black box beacons now last 90 days and deployable recorders are being developed to float and transmit their location. These changes narrow the gaps but don't close them. A person with the right knowledge can still disable tracking systems. Even with new standards, a plane could go dark between reporting intervals, leaving a vast search area. The core vulnerability remains: human fallibility and intent. Our aviation network is complex and safe, but not infallible. MH370 reminds us that technology can't eliminate all risk. As you board your next flight, remember the silent ghost of MH370. The sky, for all its beauty, still holds its mysteries. The question of what happened that night remains, a chilling echo in the vast emptiness of the ocean. Some mysteries may never be solved.